Oregon versus UW.
Foul versus Fur, it's going to be a great game. I think these are the two top teams right now in the Pac-12, just from a completeness standpoint. When you watch both these teams play, their defenses have vastly improved from the year before, and then offensively, they fly around and make plays. Special teams-wise, Odunze has a couple punts that he's ran back, a couple different kicks. And then Oregon, they do it a little bit differently because they've got all sorts of trickeration. Yeah, both teams are on a bye week. You're getting college game day, so you know the atmosphere is going to be crazy. It wouldn't shock me if this game actually started out a little bit slow just because you have two teams feeling each other out. But I think you're going to see a lot of trickeration. Oregon, especially in the special teams, Dan Lanning likes to throw a lot of trickeration coming out with, against Colorado, he had the fake punt. Last year against UCLA, he had the early onside kick. I don't necessarily think that you're going to see that from Coach Stein's offense. But I do think that you are going to see a lot of trickeration from the special teams. And then UW, I think offensively, DeBoer is going to dial up some trickeration plays, just trying to find the way to get the ball into Odunze, Polk, and McMillan's hands as much as he possibly can, especially in space. Those guys, I don't care how improved Oregon secondary has been, which it has, trying to stop those guys in space, that's just a mother bear to deal with. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be an old-fashioned shootout. It just might start out a little slow, and honestly, I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the OCDC matchup of Tosh versus Grubbs, and just kind of seeing, like Will said, I think there's going to be a lot of feeling each other out early on, and obviously Oregon losing the running back. Help me out with the name.
Noah Whittington.
Obviously, they've got a ton of running backs at their disposal there, so I don't necessarily expect them to not skip a beat running the football. But yeah, 2.5 point spread. It's Vegas is calling it a close game, and typically what Vegas gives the home team is it's an automatic 3 points. So they look at this as a pretty evenly matched game. If you take away that 3. So yeah, obviously the winner of this game is controlling their own destiny to the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, I really do think this game is going to boil down to, can UW make Oregon one-dimensional? If Oregon has issues running the football, then I think UW has a chance to win this football game, especially if they can turn Oregon over a couple times. But Oregon's ability to run the football at about a 40% percentage rate next to their 60% pass is going to be huge, because then UW's defense has to prepare and be able to stop both the run and the pass. And they like to do a lot of play action passing with Bo Nix, get him out in space to where he can choose to throw the ball or run the ball. If they take away that ability, if UW can stop Bucky Irving and Jordan James, and they can beat up on that O-line that they run about 8 deep over at Oregon, and you have to see Oregon sling the rock the entire time, that's where I think Oregon would have a little bit of issues, not because of Bo Nix, but because where UW, they are deep at that wide receiver position. You have 2 guys who are probably going to be first-round picks in Odunze and McMillan, and then you've got Polk, who's absolutely blown up this year in the slot. He's a stud. At Oregon, you have Troy Franklin, who is your number one true stud. Guy is a beast. You look at the other wide receivers, Trayshawn Holden, Gary Bryant Jr., Tez Johnson, and even your tight end in Ferguson. A lot of these guys have had flashes of brilliance, but none of them have had true sustained, hey, that's the number 2 guy. Tez Johnson has a big game. Then the next week, Gary Bryant has a big game. Then Terrence Ferguson has a big game. Trayshawn Holden had a big game against Hawaii. So if you are able to force Oregon to throw the football and you can bracket cover Troy Franklin, all of a sudden I think it gets a little dicey on, can you truly trust one of those next guys to step up? Oregon's going to say that they think they can, and they have those guys, but I don't think it's been truly proven yet against the kind of talent that UW has. So if UW can stop the run, that's where things are going to get really dicey for Oregon.